What if I told you that Sung Jinwoo's shadow army isn't just powerful? It's an unstoppable force that conquered gods, monarchs, and entire nations. From monstrous dragons to legendary knights, Jinwoo's summons played a crucial role in his rise as the strongest hunter in history. But who stands at the top? Fair warning, this video contains major spoilers for solo leveling. If you're not caught up, proceed at your own risk. With that said, let's dive into the top 10 strongest shadows of Sung Jinwoo. Starting off our list is Tink, the mighty ice bear. Originally the boss of a high-ranking dungeon, Tink became one of Jinwoo's first beast-type shadows. While he lacks the intelligence and special abilities of higher-ranked summons, his brute strength and durability make him a reliable frontliner. As a massive polar bear-like creature, Tink's sheer size and raw power allowed him to crush enemies with devastating physical attacks. His thick fur and resilience made him highly durable, able to withstand powerful strikes. While he didn't possess magic or advanced combat techniques, his ferocity and stamina ensured he remained a strong presence in battle. But compared to the powerhouses on this list, Tink just barely makes the cut. His straightforward fighting style and lack of versatility place him below Jinwoo's more specialized and elite shadows. Number 9, we have Jima, the former chieftain of the Frost Giants. As a warrior, Jima showcased impressive combat skills, immense strength, and remarkable resilience, making him one of Jinwoo's most competent melee fighters. Standing far taller than most humans, Jima was a towering force on the battlefield, wielding his massive strength with skill and precision. His experience as a chieftain meant he wasn't just a brute. He possessed strong leadership qualities and tactical awareness, allowing him to fight effectively against powerful enemies. His frost-enhanced physique made him highly durable, capable of withstanding heavy blows while delivering devastating attacks. Coming in at number 8 is Iron, formerly Hwang Dong-soo. While not the most intelligent or agile, Iron's sheer tankiness and brute force made him a great distraction in battle, allowing Jinwoo's more skilled shadows to take advantage of openings. As a shadow, Iron retained his massive build and high endurance, enabling him to withstand heavy damage without faltering. His signature ability, Raging Tyrant, allowed him to grow stronger and more ferocious the longer he fought, making him an excellent frontline brawler. This relentless fighting style made him useful in battles that required a durable shield to absorb damage. However, compared to the later, more refined shadows, Iron's usefulness became limited. While his durability was impressive, he lacked speed, technique, and versatility, which prevented him from keeping up with the strongest summons in Jinwoo's army. Over time, as more powerful shadows joined the ranks, Iron's role became less significant, securing his place at number 8 on this list. Soaring into number 7, we have Kaisel, the Flying Wyvern. One of Jinwoo's most versatile and useful summons, Kaisel provided aerial mobility, reconnaissance, and battlefield control, giving Jinwoo a massive strategic advantage. Unlike the other shadows who specialized in direct combat, Kaisel's true strength lay in his speed and mobility. As a wyvern, he was capable of high-speed flight, allowing Jinwoo to travel quickly across vast distances and strike enemies from unexpected angles. His presence gave Jinwoo unparalleled freedom of movement, making ambushes, tactical retreats, and rapid reinforcements far easier to execute. While Kaisel wasn't as powerful in raw combat as some of the stronger shadows on this list, his mobility and aerial attacks still made him a dangerous force. He could dive, bomb enemies, unleash powerful strikes from above, and evade ground-based attacks with ease. His ability to transport Jinwoo and reposition him instantly in battle made him invaluable in countless fights, securing his place at number 7 in this ranking. At number 6, Greed enters the ranking with his unique ability to grow stronger by consuming the energy of his enemies. Formerly Hwang Dong-soo's elite assassin, Greed brought cunning, agility, and deadly precision to Jinwoo's army, making him a formidable shadow warrior. Unlike more brute force fighters like Iron or Tink, Greed relied on speed, strategy, and assassination techniques. His past as a high-ranking hunter gave him an edge in stealth and close-quarters combat, allowing him to take down enemies efficiently. His growth ability meant that the longer he fought, the deadlier he became, adapting to different opponents and increasing his strength over time. Cracking the top 5 is Tusk, the High Orc Shaman. Unlike the physical fighters before him, Tusk dominated through sheer magical might, making him one of the most dangerous spellcasters in Jinwoo's army. Tusk possessed an immense mana pool and a wide arsenal of destructive spells, allowing him to rain down fire, lightning, and other devastating attacks on his enemies. His ability to summon hellish flames and annihilate large groups of foes with ease made him indispensable in large-scale battles. Unlike many shadows who relied on brute force, Tusk could wipe out enemies from a distance, giving Jinwoo an entirely different combat advantage. Beyond his raw power, Tusk was highly intelligent. He showed signs of strategic thinking and self-awareness, even displaying emotions like pride and respect. His combination of magical dominance and intellect made him a versatile and invaluable asset. While his physical durability wasn't on par with some of the strongest shadows, his overwhelming firepower and battlefield control secured him a high slot at number 5 on this list. At number 4, we have Igris, the Blood Red Commander. One of Jinwoo's earliest and most loyal summons, Igris was a master swordsman wielding his blade with unparalleled speed, precision, and skill. Igris wasn't just a powerful fighter, he was a symbol of discipline, chivalry, and unwavering loyalty. His refined combat techniques allowed him to go toe-to-toe with some of the strongest enemies, cutting them down with graceful yet deadly swordsmanship. His insane speed and agility made him incredibly difficult to hit, while his high durability ensured he could withstand even the fiercest attacks. Beyond his sheer power, Igris was a fan favorite due to his knightly demeanor and respect for his opponents. He carried himself with the air of a true warrior, often leading Jinwoo's forces into battle with calculated efficiency. His adaptability and sheer combat experience made him a force to be reckoned with. However, despite his remarkable skill and legendary status, even Igris couldn't crack the top 3. While he remains one of Jinwoo's most respected and beloved shadows, the overwhelming power of the next 3 summons ultimately places him just outside the podium. Taking the 3rd spot is Baru, the terrifying Ant King. Once the greatest threat to humanity, Baru was resurrected as one of Jinwoo's most powerful and ruthless warriors, striking fear into enemies with his piercing screeches and relentless attacks. Baru's combat abilities were unmatched among non-titanic shadows. His incredible speed, razor-sharp claws, and devastating physical strength made him an absolute nightmare on the battlefield. He could effortlessly tear through ranks of enemies, overwhelming them before they had a chance to react. His high intelligence also set him apart. Unlike most shadows, Baru retained elements of his original personality, including his deep loyalty to Jinwoo and an almost playful arrogance in battle. One of Baru's most terrifying traits was his regenerative ability. He could recover from even the most grievous wounds, making him incredibly difficult to take down. Additionally, his power continued to evolve, meaning that over time, he only became deadlier. However, despite his monstrous strength, even Baru was surpassed by 2 Titan shadows that embodied absolute supremacy in both raw strength and commanding presence. While he remains one of Jinwoo's most formidable and iconic summons, the sheer dominance of the top 2 shadows prevents him from claiming the crown. Coming in at number 2 is Kamish, the legendary dragon, a being so powerful that even the world's strongest hunters barely managed to bring him down. As the strongest magic beast to ever appear on Earth, Kamish was a living calamity, feared by all who knew his name. Even after being resurrected as a shadow, Kamish's power remained overwhelming. His mere presence exuded absolute dominance, and his destructive force was on an entirely different level. With his colossal size, near impenetrable scales, and devastating breath attacks, Kamish could wipe out entire armies in an instant. Unlike other shadows who relied on weapons or close quarters combat, Kamish was a force of nature, capable of unleashing widespread destruction with every move. His intelligence and experience as a dragon also set him apart. Unlike mindless beasts, Kamish retained strategic awareness, making him not only a powerhouse, but also a calculated destroyer. He could analyze battle situations and adapt accordingly, making him far more dangerous than any ordinary summon. And finally, at the very top, we have Belian, the strongest shadow of them all. As the first commander of the Shadow Monarch's Legion, Belian wasn't just a powerful summon, he was a warrior of divine status, existing on an entirely different level from the rest of Jinwoo's army. Belian's strength was immeasurable, and his combat instincts were razor sharp, allowing him to react to threats with inhuman precision. Unlike the other shadows, who had been former humans, beasts, or magic creatures, Belian was a true warrior of the monarchs, meaning he had centuries of battle experience under his belt. His swordsmanship was second to none, wielding a massive blade with incredible speed and efficiency. The way he fought was almost effortless, as if he had already calculated the outcome of every battle before it even began. One of Belian's most unique traits was his living armor. His very body was surrounded by countless chain-like appendages, which acted as both defensive and offensive tools. These chains could lash out with blinding speed, restraining enemies or slicing through them with ease. This gave him an extra layer of unpredictability, making it nearly impossible for opponents to get the upper hand. Despite being a new addition to Jinwoo's army, Belian instantly proved himself as the ultimate summon, effortlessly surpassing even the likes of Baru and Kamish. His unshakable composure, raw power, and mastery of combat secured his place as Jinwoo's #1 shadow, standing at the very pinnacle of the Shadow Army. And there you have it, the top 10 strongest shadows of Sun Jinwoo ranked. Do you agree with this list, or would you change the rankings? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more solo leveling content.